What broke me was what he bought after the robbery. We got a report from a gas station saying a man had just threatened the cashier and taken money from the register, and when we pulled the footage, I was ready for another standard armed robbery case. But what I saw didn't make sense. The man didn't run in. He walked calm like he was just shopping. Then he pulled out a weapon and the clerk immediately backed up, opened the till and held out the entire stack of bills. But the guy just looked down, took exactly $150 and waved the rest away like he didn't want it. After that, he didn't flee. Instead, he wandered through the store like it was Sunday morning at a grocery, picking up milk, canned beans, 2 loaves of bread, some cheap butter, and a small pack of socks. He walked right back to the counter, placed the items down and handed the same 50 over, even telling the clerk to keep the change. This wasn't someone stealing to get rich. This was someone surviving, but I still had to do my job and track him down. I caught him that night just as he was unlocking the door to a tiny apartment building. Looked like it hadn't been maintained in years. He didn't resist when I cuffed him. He didn't even look surprised. He just sighed and followed me to the car once we were driving. I tried to break the silence with a dumb joke, said something like, "Never seen someone commit a robbery, then go shopping." But he didn't laugh. Instead, he stared out the window, then turned and said, "You think it's funny, huh? You think I like doing that to people? Think I like watching a guy look at me like he's about to die?" Because I pointed a piece of metal at his face. He said, "I got 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. My girl's the youngest. She asked me this morning why her socks had holes in them, and I told her it was a style. She laughed and said she liked them." He looked down at his hands while he talked, then said, "I didn't take that money to buy weed or a new phone. I used it so they could have dinner. Real dinner, bread and butter, man, bread and butter." He kept repeating that, and I didn't know what to say because he wasn't asking for pity, and he definitely didn't want forgiveness. He was just tired. Then he told me, "I ain't asking you to let me go. I know what I did was wrong, but don't you ever think it was easy for me. Don't you dare think I did that because I wanted to." He wasn't crying, but his voice cracked and his jaw was clenched the whole time, and something about how raw it felt just broke me. I don't even know what came over me, but I pulled the car over and sat there thinking for a while. Then I just turned the engine back on and drove him home. When we got to his place, I let him out, took off the cuffs, and handed him the only cash I had left, $20. I told him, "This isn't about me doing you a favor. This is me hoping you never end up in that position again." He nodded, didn't say much, just looked like he couldn't believe what was happening. Then he hugged me tight and walked away. I never saw him again, and I honestly don't know what happened to him, but every time I hear someone say things are black and white, I remember him, and I remember that sometimes people don't break laws because they're evil, but because the world gave them nothing else to break but themselves.